This is the Music Storm podcast where we discuss music from so many angles, from artists, producers to listeners, with the main interest with the music industry as a whole. Today we got Colin from
We got the boy. Yes,
PostWar. Yo, dude,
we got shit, man. I'm doing good. I can't complain. It's your boy PostWar, aka the pansexual pimp princess himself, hailing from the north side of Canada. What's good?
that's good. I like it. I'm doing good, man. I'm just chilling in this cold, winter evening in
Oh
my
yeah,
home.
yeah, dude. I mean the shit don't end once you're in the house. It's gonna get worse.
Yeah, it's so far my house is pretty warm, but like even then it's still can get cold.
Yeah,
So
I moved into a new spot recently, and I got my fucking space heaters going just to like not die.
shit, man. Sorry about
Yeah.
that.
It's
But
rough.
some of the listeners probably don't know you at all, Colin. So like what do they want to basically know about you? Like where are you from? What do you do? Just tell the people all about you.
I go by PostWar. I make hip hop, R&B, and funk music. PostWar has been kind of my main project for the past 6 years
Yeah.
of my life, just as far as music is concerned. Rap's kind of my main thing.
Mm-hmm.
Produce, rap, not always at the same time, usually not at the same time. But it's I've also got a band called Lucifer Sam and the Psychedelic Band. That's front ran by a friend of the podcast, I'm sure, Thunder McVeigh,
Okay.
and Silas is in that band as well. Our good
Yes.
friend Silas.
Yeah, Silas was mentioning about you and Thunder and that on previous podcasts and everything. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
cool. Like, I knew about you from Little Yardie and everything, and Vidal and that kind of crew and everything. So I'm like, oh, these like areas that I did not know are clashing now. That I'm like kind of interested in knowing this now. So it's cool. It's cool how you guys met, and it's interesting. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, it's a local scene be like that though, right?
Yeah.
Local scene be like that all the time, man. It's you find like the craziest combinations of people hanging out sometimes.
Yeah, that's Winnipeg for you, because the Winnipeg scene's like goes from basically you could go to country to basically folk to who knows what in the scene.
Oh
it's,
yeah,
it's insane.
we got some weird motherfuckers here, man.
But the music is amazing. But
damn straight.
Yeah, man. So let's go to the very beginning. So like, what got you into hip hop, the rap, in post-war? Let's talk about post-war today. So
I started getting into hip hop during like probably around like mid to late middle school.
Mhm.
It's I started off as just doing like just listening to like backpacker rap, like the the type of shit where it's like I'm killing and I'm willing, I'm feeling the feeling, like that type of bullshit.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I used to just listen to that kind of thing because I was like that kid is like, yeah, I want to listen to stuff with lyrics. Like I was that kind of kid.
Okay.
There was a lot of like Immortal Technique, a lot of Eminem, a lot of like old school stuff from the 90s that like, I swore by because it's like, this is back when rap was good. Rap's not good anymore. And then, of course, I grew out of that because, well, you hope that most people do. Some people don't. But I grew out of that and I started realizing that hip hop is the most diverse genre that there currently is. And you can do basically anything you want with it at your disposal. There's so when I started getting into more like rappers who like they were still very much in that genre, but they weren't like they didn't put themselves in like a box, dudes like Lil Ugly Mane and early Smoke Perp, it's not Smoke Perp, it's early Space Ghost Perp, and a lot of the guys from like Raider Clan and stuff, Denzel Curry. I started getting into that genre of like internet rap, early Cardi too, because like at that point, by the time at that point I'd been listening to like that genre of music for years, and like I always like played instruments and shit. I played guitar and piano and drums when I was a young kid.
Mm-hmm.
But when I started hearing those guys during those that kind of start of the internet era of rap, where shit started to really get like more experimental and kind of different, and you had all these different guys from different cities blowing up with unique sounds that were their own. That's when it kind of seemed viable to me, because none of these dudes were like lo-fi as hell. They were you know, they were lo-fi, they were DIY, and they weren't shy about it. It's like they made it clear. It's like, yeah, I record this in my 1-bedroom apartment with a sock over the mic. Like, yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
So, you know, just that kind of I kind of got swept away in that like creative DIY fantasy that I had in my head. And so that's kind of how it started for me. I just got deeper into the genre and I fell in love with it.
I love that. I love that. It's so interesting on like so many hip hop and rap artists that I've talked to, even in the city and in general, like it's everyone has their different way on finding rap or hip hop, on different artists, different genres, on how they got into the thing. Like for me, I didn't get really into the hip hop rap genre until like just out of basically high school. So it was like I was out of the loop for a lot of stuff. Even like Eminem, I didn't even listen to him until after high school, and that's kind of like insane to me that I
Oh,
didn't. I know it's kind of weird, but like even then, like hip hop to me was like a little area that was like, oh yeah, gangster crap and everything. I'm like, no, no, there's different genres to hip hop and rap, and like there's so many artists out there, and
oh
it's
yeah.
insane.
Yeah, it's like I said, man, it's the most diverse genre there is. It's
Yeah.
you can the um the bare bones basics of what rap is and what rap isn't is like more nebulous now than ever.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
you know,
that's
it's like you do so much.
well, hip hop and also like metal coincide with each other because you look at a lot of the metal and rock artists, they're like they love the hip hop rap. That's what they usually play in their before the shows or even like post shows, and it's both of those coincide. It's usually when you hear a hip hop rap artist, oh, they like metal, or if you're a metal person, oh, you like hip hop rap. So it's like both of those
Yeah.
coincide too. So it's like yeah.
People are definitely more down to I don't know, like there's a lot of crossover with music now that there wasn't before,
Yeah.
which I think is cool.
Yeah, I love that it's crossbreed all the time. But
Yeah. Have you heard of City Morgue?
City Morgue, I've heard the name. Heard the name.
Oh yeah, they're a rap group. It's Zilla Cami and Sauce Mula,
Okay.
and they do like thrash rap, like thrash
Oh.
metal rap music.
Oh,
That's kind of the best way to describe it. I'll send you some shit. Send you some shit after. They're
yeah.
great.
Do you know Young Sludge at all or no?
No, I've never heard of him.
No, dude, you need to. I'll send you his stuff. He
Yeah,
uses
I'm gonna
like
have to see that.
yeah, it's like thrash metal rap. It's like scream rap basically.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, dude. If I like City Morgue, I'll like him. That's
Oh yeah.
hard body.
Yeah. Like he's in the city too, so you'll love him.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're gonna like him.
Damn.
So
Mm.
I want your opinion on. We did talk in the DMs about this. So like, what is your opinion on basically the Winnipeg hip hop rap scene? What are your thoughts on it? Just the scene in general.
Uh, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are the older they get in the scene, the less nice things they have to say about it just because they get
Yeah.
jaded. And I'm pretty fucking jaded, don't get me wrong. I'm miserable. But one thing that I'm not one thing that I'm not bitter about, I think, is the hip hop scene in Winnipeg. It goes through stages. Every scene does, you know, the ones who stick around and kind of make a name for themselves are kind of placed on a pedestal in certain ways. And then something else comes along and how the older than how like the last year's class compares to this year's class in a way, you know, not
Mhm.
implying that there are people who are only around for a year. Most of the people I know who do music fucking live and breathe that. But yeah, I don't know. I've been doing this shit for about 6 years now, and I've seen a lot of shit kind of come and go. You kind of get a feel for who's taking it more seriously than others. But overall, I really do I have a lot of love for the scene here. You know, of course, you can like go back and look at it historically, how it's like, you know, there's been rappers in Winnipeg since the 80s. We've, this is not something that's like a new thing
Yeah,
that
that's not
started
new.
when the internet became a thing. People were making rap here and grinding it out before we had the luxury of the internet. Now that we have the luxury of the internet, everyone is way more fucking connected, i.e., a lot more people in the city are kind of just like saying, hey, fuck it, let's go to the studio and see what happens. You know, I think, and we've got such a great spread as far as what subgenres we get into, because everyone's kind of got their like own their own way of going about like of like taking over the scene, or like trying to get the attention of people. But everyone, I think, more so than before, is on the same page and knows what they have to do and what they don't have to do, which
Yeah.
I really, really enjoy seeing like people come into the game and start doing stuff, and then, you know, like there's all milestones we have to hit. So you kind of get a feel for everyone around. Like you get a feel for the scene within the first couple of years. You just gotta make sure you don't get jaded. There's constantly new people coming up and new people starting stuff, and old guys coming back from shit, like guys who've been releasing music for 20 years. We got a widespread, we got variety, and I think that what I like most is the work ethic. Everybody's just, you know, it's in Winnipeg, the hobbyists don't survive long. Like, if you're doing this for a hobby, you're not going to get very far.
Oh yeah, that's basically in every city, I think, in general. If you don't take your music seriously, you're not going to get far, and that's in every single, I think, genre that you go
I
in.
mean, I would hope so. Yeah. I don't know if like there's some dude who's just out in Massachusetts or some fucking place who's like just kind of sort of became successful. I mean, I'm sure it's happened before, but yeah, like I think I find the scene interesting. I find it very interesting. I like going back and finding old stuff from like the 90s and early 2000s made by Winnipeg artists, and just seeing how shit has progressed.
Evolved. I know a couple like artists from back when and everything for hip hop and rap scene, and then even like early 2000s and that. But like even then, it's gone more a lot more diverse over the last couple years, and that I've seen it grown massively just the past year, just because I'm a photographer and everything, and I'm seeing a lot more of these hip hop rap shows are now picking up now, which is good because the scene hasn't had that for a while. What I've seen, I don't know about you because you've been in the scene a lot longer than I have, but either way, like I've talked to a couple friends, they're like, yeah, the hip hop rap scene has had a couple dull moments in the last couple of years, so it's like it's good, it's picking up. And even then, like there's still those cliques here and there that people just don't coincide with each other, but even then there's still those odd good artists, individuals that are like, yeah, we mix well, we collaborate and everything. So
yeah, and that's kind of like, you kind of got to play that shit by ear too, because it's like I can go in the studio and get a song done with anybody if I put my mind to it. But if you if I'm forcing myself to do anything, then I'm not going to want to do it. I definitely used to when I was first starting out, especially, I used to you know, take every damn opportunity I could to like work with everybody. And I when things just didn't pan out, or when things you know, when I felt like I wasn't getting like the collabs that I wanted, I had to take a step back and like think to myself. This is one of the first lessons I learned like while I was coming up. It's like, you know, sometimes shit just isn't going to work. You can't be everybody's friend, and you can't work with everybody. That's just not possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I became a lot more comfortable just letting things happen as far as who I collaborate with. As of right now, I just work with people who make me happy, which is working so far.
That's good at least, and the universe is letting you work with the people that work with you, so that's
yeah, I ain't gonna say no.
Nice. So what's like, let's have a little fun question. I did ask Silas this. If you could date any musician, even if it's hip hop or rap in the world, who would you date or want to, like, you know?
Who would I date? Oh, dude. Yeah. Catch me fucking wifing up what's her name? Shit, I just had it, dude. I want to marry this woman. I can't even remember her name. This is terrible. Okay, no, I remember it. Doja Cat. Doja Cat, fine as hell, man. She's a lovely woman, and I would definitely have her children if she asked me. Absolutely. I don't know.
This off to Doja Cat.
Yeah. Just saying, Doja Cat. For the record, if you do end up seeing this, don't. If I was, and not saying I will be, but if I was at one of your shows and the security saw me as a threat in a in a self-defense type situation, I will defend myself against any and all personal attacks. So,
You heard it here, right here, folks. PostWar for Doja Cat.
yes.
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 Okay.
Please, I'll wait on the cease and desist from one of her security guards.
I still stand by mine. It's Selena Gomez. We still going for Selena Gomez.
Oh damn, dude, that's a throwback, man. That's like middle school, high school crushes that just stay. She's like almost 30, dude. And I forget that because it's like it'll be like Selena Gomez, the 56-year-old singer. I'm like, what the fuck? How old is she? Like in my head, she's still like at 16 or some shit.
Yeah, in my head, she's still in her 20s, but no, she's like late, almost 30. Mm-hmm. I think, I forget. But
28 or 29.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 42, so I can't complain.
Hey. It works.
Thanks, buddy. Don't tell anybody, okay?
Okay, sounds good. Okay. Do you think you could get better as like a hip hop rap artist right now in this day and age, or do you think you will achieve to get better at some point? Like, where do you see yourself as like? How do you think you could get better in hip hop rap? Do you think for yourself?
I mean, you're always learning, right? Mm-hmm. Despite what a lot of people may say, I don't know everything. I know things that I know enough, and I have the skills that I have simply because I just did it. Like I just, you don't go into it thinking that it's practice. You just go in and start making things, and it gets progressively better over time, right? Just through virtue of doing it. But there's like in order like rap is very different from other genres based on how you market it, because the fact that I think rap is the only genre I know where the amount of plays or streams a song gets is the best promo material you can have, because a lot of like rap and like in the culture of rap in general, there's like it's like the atmosphere of like cockiness and braggadocio and like loving yourself. So nothing is better advertising than nothing will help you get plays more than people seeing your song has a lot of plays, because then they'll be like, oh, he's successful, I want to listen to him rap. So like that's like that element of it is it took me a while to understand, which is it just weirded me out. But like something as simple as just treating every single like it's your last single and just promoting the fuck out of that and making sure that it's getting into people's ears. I never felt I had to do that when I was younger. When I was first starting out, I was very into that, fuck what people think. I'm doing this for myself. But, you could have the best song ever, and if you don't promote it, no one's going to listen to it.
Yeah.
So.
But it also has to sound good in the end of it. So it's a hit or miss, because then, like, you also have, like, hey, you think it's good, but in the end, like, maybe it's not good. Other people could think it's terrible. It's all up in the air on what you think sounds good or not, but you have to really look at what sounds good, really, I guess.
Yeah. The people who listen to me, it's I've noticed that it comes from a couple different groups too, and I think that's because a lot of the stuff that I do is kind of like changes up from song to song to project to project. Yeah. Like they like just the stuff I do kind of never stays in one place. So you end up having certain people who like this type of music that I make, and then certain other fans like this song better than this one. Like everyone like has like their own specific one that they like, and they're all different.
Yeah. That's what I noticed with you. That's what I noticed with your music. It changes up every single song that I hear from you. So like your recent track with Kane and what's his face, and that like your feature track just recently.
King Mooks and Lil Gambi.
Yeah, that one that was different from your previous track. I'm like, yeah, this is good, and yeah, like you change it up. You be diverse with your music. That's one thing I love about hip hop rap, that you could change about with that, and also like, in a sense, different genres you can, but like most of the time they just stay in one place with their exact same sound and everything. That's one thing that I like about like yourself and other musicians in the city, that they just like to be diverse with their music, and it's good. Yeah. I
think I like it a lot. I think that it keeps things interesting for you and for the listener. I don't there's a lot of artists who do that, and like I think that it's a cool creative option to go with, but I also think that it's I would also say to an artist who's just coming up that I think that is a good marketing strategy as well. Being bold enough and proud enough of what you do to tackle different sounds and know that you're not boxed into something, like that does wonders for you.
Yeah. I was actually gonna ask you that. Like, what do you have tips for like upcoming hip hop rap musicians in the game and everything that you have? Yeah.
I mean, I've been like doing this for 6 years. I've learned probably 10% of what there is to learn. But what I do know is that like coming in right away expecting anyone to care about your shit is a bad pursuit. Start it because you enjoy it, not because you want to enjoy the success of putting stuff out, because you won't see any success on a grand scale for a very long time. Everybody has kind of like their 5-year plans and shit, but things can change in a day. It doesn't, and a lot of the time there is no rhyme or reason to it. You're going to put out songs that you think are great that people don't like. You're going to put shit out that gets popular out of nowhere when you least expect it. And you're probably going to get a whole lot of broken promises and missed appointments and people who say they want to work with you, but then they don't. They just don't follow through. We're not like most of us, we're not businessmen, we're artists, and artists can be very, very, what's the term? Unorganized. So
Yeah.
like when I was starting out and I wasn't getting response from anything, or like someone who I wanted to work with wasn't like seeming really down to do it, I took it as kind of an insult, and then I got like all pissed and had the whole fuck everybody mindset for a while. But that's not healthy. That's not healthy for any creative venture. You can't get too like too outwardly competitive like that to the point where it's just like, yeah, fuck everybody.
Yeah.
But that to me was the biggest thing. I had to separate my ego from the actual making of the music for a very long time. And that in general, I probably think is one of the most important things. Don't tie like your worth or the song's worth or the project's worth. Don't tie it to what other people think about it. Don't tie it to numbers, because numbers are so temperamental, they're so fickle, and trends change all the time.
Yeah. Look at
this is shit that like people were telling me during my first or second years, and I wasn't getting it. But that of course just comes with time. Starting out way younger than like back then. It's like I was a completely different person than who I am now. If I was able to go back and tell myself some things and give myself some advice, I definitely would.
Yeah. Like even then now it's like you can blow up from basically TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and all these different platforms now, and you probably would not know what to do with that because you don't have the right mindset, the right tools on what you're supposed to do, because you just got in this game, you somehow blown up, and you don't know what to do now. Oh, maybe I'm gonna be the next Justin Bieber at this point. Like you don't know the right mindset. You don't know the right platform. You don't know what to do in this genre because you did not know the right tools and right mindset. You don't know anything to do with this if you just got a one-hit song, basically.
Yeah, which has absolutely fucking happened. TikTok like makes careers now. It used to be payola back in the day, where dudes were just straight up paying money to have their records spun on radio stations. And now we have modern day payola, which is people paying to be put in the background of YouTube videos, of Twitch streams, on special playlists on Spotify. It's there's ways that things there's more avenues now than there was before.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. And being able to find like a niche audience that will like ride or die for you is something that every artist can dream of.
Yeah, it's hard to get that though in this.
Oh
yeah. If you get the right ways to do it, it's just one day people get
it. The way you got to think about it, buddy. Right? Because it's even if your fan base isn't huge, if the dedication is there, you're always going to have like some like people who are going to want to listen to your shit, and that's the important thing.
Yeah, exactly. What was your favorite show that you ever played, man? That you ever done?
That was probably my last one, like
Mm.
and I like literally my last one, the last show I ever did. Because yeah, one on the 7th got fucking postponed because of
Yeah.
Omicron. God bless. But the last show I did was in November of 2019, and that was an insane show. It was at the Handsome Daughter, which is one of my favorite venues. Place was packed. The set went off without a hitch. Everyone was singing along to the hooks and shit. It was just perfect. I couldn't have asked for anything better as far as like my satisfaction with how a set goes.
Yeah.
If I'm able to like get a mosh going, get them moving, and get them singing, then I've done my job.
Yeah.
My friend and my friend and producer CJ, God rest his soul, he was at the show, and he came up to me after my set and he looks at me, he's got blood all over his face. He's like, "Bro, I just lost a fucking tooth, bro." And I'm like, "Oh God, I'm sorry." And he's like, "Nah, man, it's fucking awesome."
Damn, I haven't seen a
Yeah.
hip hop show that done a mosh pit yet. What the hell?
Oh, it happens. It would happen all the time at my shows. I have a couple special songs that I drop. They seem to know, they knew what they were doing too, man. Like they got up on either side of the wall and ran into each other.
Nice.
Yeah, it went well.
Mm, I
That one, yeah, I've got like some clips and pictures of that I've like posted on my Instagram before. I debuted like a new single that night too. I'm Not Okay, which I then released like January of 2020, and they were really feeling that one. So premiering like a new song and having people fuck with it is always fun.
Oh yeah, every single artist usually when that happens is like, oh yeah, it's a good song always,
Yeah,
and
yeah, it's
it's
like
always
okay,
good.
good. I crowd tested this a little bit,
Yeah,
literally.
yeah, hell yeah. Well, if you could do a dream tour for yourself, what would the lineup be? You think for your show?
That's a that's a good question. Um, I would definitely just want it to be with the homies. I would probably want Sonny Darko, Vital, Ed the Human. I'd want them all on the bill with me. Those are my boys. It would be like because we've all made a shit ton of music together. We all vibe with each other. Like we're all really, really good friends. And we also like that would just help with touring too, because I want to be around people who I don't want to fucking murder. Like we've all crashed on each other's couches and shit for like weeks at a time before, so we all know that we can, at the very least, we can get along
You
when
could
we're
work with
touring.
each other. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
I'd want to do something outside of North America though, man. I've never been outside of North America. I'd want to like do a show in fucking Japan or something.
Japan would be cool. Just you get K-pop people though. That's the only.
Yeah, dude. Oh, I'll go to fucking South Korea. I'll open for BTS. My contact info in the fucking description.
Yeah, contact information. BTS, hit them up. Let's get some mosh pits for the BTS
Hell
K-pop.
yeah, dude. I'm trying to see all of those all the K-pop stands fucking stabbing each other with their Gemin figures.
Yeah, the little pop figures and that be like boom, boom.
Which they all brought.
Yeah,
Every single one.
yeah.
Every single one.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you can talk about this, but like, what do you got for new music, my guy? Anything like features, like album you're working on? Like, what do you got going on?
I mean, lately I've just been cruising. I haven't made music in a very long time.
Yeah.
Whenever I record, it needs to be in like batches. I need that shit to be like, I'll get like 7 to 10 songs done, and then it's like, oh, I've got my schedule filled out for the next little while. Like this, yeah. I just dropped Kind of Funny with
Yeah.
King Mooks and Lil Gamby. That joint's produced by BBS from 3Pete. He fucking killed it. Shout out Steve. But after this, I've got a project. I will not say if it's an album or an EP, but I have a project that is coming out this year with one producer throughout the whole project. I'm sure the people who listen to my shit know which producer that is, but I won't dox them right now. Yeah,
He'll know.
You'll get the idea if you listen to my catalog. But yeah, I've got that, and I'm gonna be dropping single a month, two singles a month. It's we're staying with the same schedule that we were on 2022. So yeah, expect like a new single every month and an EP at some point, hopefully in the summer.
Okay.
I got a lot of shit in the vault that I'm proud of, a lot of stuff that I'm excited to release. It just needs to be the right time.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. It just, due to COVID, you don't know if it'll be like, oh yeah, I could perform this shit or not. Like that's
definitely.
So yeah,
we've all just been kind of like running around on our tippy toes for the past 2 years.
Yeah.
Because like none of us know what's going to happen the next day, how bad it's gonna get, or what is or isn't gonna be allowed. So dealing with that in general for everyone, I'm sure it's fucked some people's brains up at pivotal times.
Yeah,
but, but like I'm lucky enough to do something that doesn't like it's not. I don't have to be out in public at big events to do music. I just want to.
You just do music. You don't have to.
It's like I would love to be able to do shows. The one on the 7th was something I was so very excited for, but that will happen.
Yeah.
We'll just wait to see how everything else goes.
Yeah, I was supposed to go to that show, and I was talking to Vidal and everything, and I was supposed to take photos for that show. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it sucks. And I was very looking forward to that show. Really, like that was like, sucks. Damn well sucks.
But Bulldog, the people who run the venue have been great. So we're just kind of playing it by ear at this point. Whenever we can, next we will
reschedule.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. I'm looking forward to when that rescheduled date will be. That'll be good.
Me too, man. I can't have a fucking sitting show though. I can't have folks sitting at tables. That's not even worth it. You might as well just not do the show then.
Yeah. It's just
I need y'all up there jumping up and down.
You got to get the crowd pumping, the blood flowing, got to get interaction. Like that's the main thing with a hip hop show and everything that you see. It's like crowd interaction to its fullest. So
you have to. There's a reason they call us MCs. It's like we are the MCs of our own fucking like shows.
But what would you be doing if you didn't do music?
Probably hard drugs. I mean, I still do hard drugs, but like more.
More, just straight up.
Yeah, like I would have nothing else going on besides that. In all honesty, that's probably the
real,
the most accurate. That's probably the most accurate answer there is, because like I don't really have. I was just gonna say I don't really have any hobbies, but I really don't. As far as like stuff that I'm actually passionate about, music is really the only thing. I could imagine that if I didn't ever choose to actively pursue music, I'd probably just be playing video games all day or like getting fucked up.
Yeah, damn. Music has really shaped you then. And
definitely in some good ways and some bad ways, but it's just always kind of been the main part of my life.
That's good. That's the main thing. If it's shaping you to better yourself and if it's helping you, pursue it more.
Well, jury's still out on that one, my friend.
Yeah, that's good. So, what do you think about the music industry as a whole? Like right now with the labels, the streaming, like what do you think when you hear
fuck labels? That? Fuck labels. Don't ever sign to one. They're outdated and we don't fucking need them anymore. And anyone who's starting up a label is just like nowadays in this day and age is putting their money in the wrong goddamn place.
Why?
Because we have everything at our disposal to stay independent. We're like with the internet and with self-distribution and with everything being right at our fingertips, we can be our own labels. And thankfully, every artist I know is their own label. They control everything.
Yeah.
Everything gets more complicated the more fucking paperwork you introduce into the equation. There's like the music industry its model has been archaic as fuck for so long, and they've always been about 10 years behind on what the consumer or what the musician is looking to do with music. The industry itself is full of like sociopaths and scammers and people who will do everything in their power to fuck you around and fuck you over if you come at them the wrong way. Look
Yeah.
at them the wrong way once and you'll never get a show ever in certain areas. So the actual industry, I hate it. I hate the music industry. I hate celebrity culture in general, but
You're in it
I
though.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, I mean, yeah, of course, as an artist, yes, absolutely. And of course there's certain things that you have to do to kind of get your shit out there. We're all networking whether we know it or not. So there's no reason to get high and mighty about that. Like I would never I'm not one who's like against that type of shit because it's fake or whatever. I think that the point of the music industry should be preserving the rights of the artist. Everything else should come a far, far second. I don't care who your manager is. I don't care what label has you, because if you have those things, you're wasting your money and your time, because these people are not going to know what's best for you musically, and they're going to know what's best business wise for themselves.
Totally agree on
And,
you on
and
that.
guess what? If you're on a label and you show them something, you show them an album or a single, and they don't like it, get fucked, kiddo. You're not putting out
You're
your
not getting
music
it.
because we
Yeah.
said so.
Yeah.
So it's but every kind of like art field, every field in the arts that's like being done professionally has insane people in it. You kind of have to be sort of a fucking crazy person to even pursue something like this as intensely as I do. So like the people out there who are making their millions off of like the art that they're in or the art they create, it's like, yeah, those people are probably gonna be fucking psychos, but it's just it comes with the industry, man. Art comes from damaged and crazy people a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Ergo me. That's what I'm saying.
Here go
So
you.
yeah, so it's like I love music and I love artists. I hate the music industry.
Yeah. I'm with you. Like industry has gone like worse over the years, but like in general, you don't need a label nowadays. Look at so many
No,
bands, artists, even musicians, hip hop artists, and that who've gone independent. Like this is the new age of independence for everything in general. So you don't really need a label unless you want to somehow. Yes, if you did get big off of like TikTok or something, then a label comes out to you. Look at Lil Nas X. He got
yeah,
signed, and then boom, he's big. So
of
there is
course.
that. So I don't know if you're
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
No,
it's
this you see, because that's a hard one for me, because
yeah.
it's like I know for a fact if I was ever offered a contract for a label, I would not feel the need to take it. I can't think
Mhm.
of anything they could offer me that I would want in exchange for them having that much control over me.
Mhm.
I like having control over everything that I do. And as soon as it's in the hands of someone else, I get nervous.
Yeah.
That's when I get worried.
Hmm. Interesting. Yeah. If I were to be offered a label contract, it would have to be like the right thing. So, for instance, I know there's a certain band that I listen to Against the Current, and they're like a pop rock band and everything. And their
Mhm.
contract is basically like they get only like they get certain amount of music videos and everything and that kind of sense for their albums or their
Yeah.
EPs and that kind of like contract. But mainly their most like ticket sales, of course, and their merch. But also, I realize this is new that I haven't heard much about is the VIP sales. They get their full amount of VIP sales, which is
Oh, that's a
very
good deal.
nice. That's a good deal, which is most labels don't do that now. So
No.
it
There's
depends. That yeah.
yeah. In general, there is this kind of bizarre crossover, especially in rap, where artists like to try and also be businessmen. And
Yeah.
it's like, it takes a very specific skill set to do that. And it takes a very specific skill set to be a businessman, period, let alone an artist who's making their own art and also wants to like run a label, fucking own like 6 companies and whatever. There's there's that element of like grind culture is insanely prevalent in hip hop, but it's of course we see like this, we hear the success stories of people like Jay-Z and Dame Dash and like all of those guys who spread their money around and were smart with it. And you hear that and you want to have that same story.
Yeah. Maybe one day you'll get that story.
Yeah, exactly.
Who knows? But yeah. Do you have any suggestions to like artists, I guess? Yes. If they did get offered a contract, like what should they do, or should they not even take it? What do you think?
I can't tell anybody what to do, man. Like some of these people, like I know some people who would definitely take a placement on a label if they were offered it. And I understand the appeal of that. I would imagine just being the fact that you are signed to a label alone helps you with negotiation and getting leverage and deals and stuff. But I, as a person, don't want anyone having control over my music except for me. I don't want to have to jump through the hoops of like, okay, I finished this song. Now I got to send it to this guy and I got to send it to this guy. And they have to both say it's okay. And then we got to make sure that all the blah, blah, blah is split and, you know, whatever. It's like when I, as myself, I can just upload a song to DistroKid and it's up on all streaming whenever I want it. That to me is so much simpler and it's such less of a headache. But I mean, they're still around. So clearly people keep signing to them and clearly people see some kind of benefit to them. It's just that I've heard you hear all these horror stories about artists with their labels, and it's like that is just the tip of the fucking iceberg. There's hundreds of millions of stories of artists like that. It's just that those artists weren't even big enough to actually make noise about that. There's so many shelved albums we're never going to hear just because the label doesn't think that they'll do numbers.
True.
Now the artist is legally fucked over because sure, they made that music, but the label owns it. It's not like you can't put that shit out online anywhere or else you get dropped from your label. It's just things like that, things that add up over time that add up to a lot more annoying of a process.
You just make it on the side and then you just don't show the label. That's what you do.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
We'll pull a Death Grips and I'll just upload my album to SoundCloud with a picture of my cock.
Yeah, that'll work out, man. Labels will love you.
That got them dropped from Epic Records.
Yeah. Yep.
Shout out Death Grips.
Death Grips are the homies.
Yeah, they seem nice.
Yeah. One day we'll meet.
Yeah, dude. I would love to get together with MC Ride and yell things at each other. I think that him and I would have a good time.
Good collaboration. I'm excited for that.
Knock on fucking wood, baby.
If you could have like your listeners, your fans to remember you by one thing, man, what would it be?
That PostWar was a crazy motherfucker who did things his way. That's all I want. That's all I want in general, man. I am we're on this earth for such a small amount of time, and if I'm gonna be damned if I waste my time doing anything other than what I was born to do, which was be an entertainer. I'm here to entertain people. That's what I'm here for. I'm y'all's dancing monkey. I'm y'all's sad clown. That's who I am. I chose what I wanted to do when I was a fucking kid, and I knew I never wanted to be anything else. I would hope that the fans just knew me as someone who was crazy as hell, was honest, and did things only the way he wanted to. That's what's important to me.
That's what you want to be made, and that's the best thing about you, that you wanted that. It's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, it's so far it seems to be going well for me, so I ain't gonna complain.
Hell yeah, man. What are some like Winnipeg artists that you want to like promote, shout outs, anything?
Oh yeah, I got myself a little list here.
Ooh, you got it all prepared for the podcast. Like, yeah.
I have to, man. Anytime that there's shout outs, I always forget one person or two people who I should not. Yeah, man. I shout out to everybody doing their thing right now. Shout out Cookout Crew, Vital, Sonny Darko, my boys, Ed the Human, my boy. We got some songs coming out. Shout out fucking Spag King, Dag, my boy Bleach out there in Toronto now, or rather has been for a couple of fucking years, but I have time dealing with it because I miss him.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out him. Shout out Max Wins, you know, LS General doing his thing. Shout out Liliardi, sweet ass boy, put on a killer show. And who else? Shout out VXH Sounds. Shout out them specifically because my next single is produced by them and it features Vital. So
ooh. Yeah,
wait
I
on
know a
that
couple
one.
artists that are working with Vital, and I'm like, ooh.
Oh yeah,
man,
no,
yeah.
that
Vital's
guy,
always
that guy,
working with people. I love
oh
it.
yeah, that guy's a fucking legend.
Yeah.
I love that. I love my boy. But yeah, that's you know, and shout out to the scene in general, man. Like the people that we see coming out now. It's like that's what keeps all of us going. That's what keeps me going. Seeing like new people, more and more people come to appreciate this art form every day. More and more people understanding that it's worth it to make art and make music and make shit that connects with people, and realizing that realizing that there's such intense value in us chasing this and us repping our city and fucking with each other at the same time.
Yeah, man.
I'll shout that out.
That deserves
a fucking shout out.
Hell yeah, man. What do you want to shout out yourself, man?
What do I want to shout out my mom and my dad.
Aww.
Oh yeah, also shout out Miazwe and Mooks. Love you guys. That's pretty much it, man. Okay. Shout out you for having me on.
Yeah, no problem, man. I love this. Yeah, this was fun, man. Like
it's a great podcast you got, dude. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I try to be diverse with it. So like I'm trying to open it up to a lot more of the music genres. Like you're the first hip hop rap artist I got what is it? Apollo.
I got a shit ton of homies who would love to do interviews. I can send them your way if you'd love to have them on.
Oh yeah, I love to get more in this hip hop rap game because I'm getting more into this genre with photos as well. I do like hip hop on the side too and that. So like either way, I'm just like trying to get more into this genre and everything and try to get more of these artists put out there, man. Like that's the main thing that these artists want is a platform to get their music out there, you know? So
exactly. Yeah. And it's just I think that what you guys do in general, just as far as like journalism is important, you know, these are we now like, you know, because of like podcasts and interviews and music journalism in general, we have a record of something that is besides just the music. We have a record of who these artists were and like what their hopes and dreams were. And I think that's almost as important as preserving the music itself.
Oh yeah, you get to talk to what they were, what they experienced. It's just in general, like there's some people that I wish, even for myself, for photographing and that, like there's certain people that did pass away this past season and everything that I didn't get to photograph. I'm like, damn, I didn't get to go to this show or something and I missed out on this opportunity, you know? And it's just like, damn, you know?
Yeah, it is. That is kind of something that's weird whenever it happens because we, you know, people die every day. But when it's an artist that like you've worked with or who you admire, it's a different kind of feeling.
Yeah.
R.I.P. CJ, R.I.P. Justice. Miss you guys.